Hello my friends, Elaine here. We're going to be taking a look at the Ryobi pressure washer. It took a lot for me to purchase this collection, but Consumer Reports did give it a really good rating, so I thought I'd give it a try. I do own a couple other Ryobi brands, and I have not been a great fan because they have a battery pack, and their batteries are known for not lasting very long. So if you are looking for a weed whacker or a blower, um, definitely do consider researching Consumer Reports and seeing what they recommend to date. I kind of did my purchase. Normally, I stick with Consumer Reports, and the time that I went to purchase the weed whacker, etc., I did not. I just kind of went in and I liked the design. It was one that you could edge is also weed eat. And so it's really cool how the cover over the string moves. So you can do two different processes when you're edging your lawn or after cutting your grass. Consumer Reports. So, but anyhow, I thought I'd go ahead and give this one a try. We're going to power wash my driveway and see if it really does, in fact, work as well as they say. Funny little side note is that when it comes to tools, I'm like a kid in a candy store. It's kind of odd because a lot of people view me as a girly girl, and I am. I love bling and makeup and etc. You name it, fashion. But I also like being in the outdoors and getting my hands in the dirt. I do a lot of things most people don't think that I would, such as change the oil in my car. So I am definitely one who loves tools. I walk into Home Depot, Lowe's, and I'm like telling myself, don't look, walk out, walk out. Same way I do if I were to walk into Cartier or Tiffany's. So, but anyhow, I'm super excited to be able to unbox this for you all, give it a try, let you see what you think about the products. So don't go away. So let's check out what's inside the box. So I did buy a surface cleaner, and I thought that would be extremely helpful in just getting a broader stroke versus the little nozzle spray, which I did rent on one of these last year. And it took a lot of effort. So it wasn't exactly this brand that I rented, of course, but a commercial brand from like a rental place. And it looks like this has some really cool brushes. I'll come closer so you can see that. So brushes on that, and then this sort of water dispensing mechanism that's going to help dispense that water. And then I'll remove that cover, and that's where I'm guessing the wand or the hose is going to go. So and then for the power washer itself, kind of tilt the box a little so you can see in there. That's kind of what that unit looks like, how it's packed. And if you've been watching me, I am not supposed to be doing any lifting whatsoever with my arm, and definitely either arm because I recently had surgery. So we're going to open this box a very creative way to get this guy out and assembled, and I will start power washing my drive. I'll be back in just a sec. Okay, so handy dandy knife in hand. Wand here. Here's the unit. Ryobi was listed on Consumer Reports as having some really good cleaning capabilities, and as far as the lifetime customer satisfaction and some things like that. There was one that was like higher pressure than this one, and that was the one that I was actually going after. But I ended up, and actually I was going for a totally different one, but being in the store and kind of looking at the pricing and everything else, I ended up going with this one. The reason I did was because on the box it reads, and maybe it says there, yes, powered by Honda. I've owned a Honda before, actually a few of them, and they're one of the cars that I do like. So I figured you can't go wrong with a Honda engine. So I thought, instead of doing the one that had a higher PSI, that I would definitely look at this one. Okay, so right out of the box, handle, unit, wand, and a hose. Okay, so sometimes I don't read directions, but this just seems simple enough. And if I get myself into a little bit of, uh-oh, I have an extra part, then I will read something else. But as far as just putting this handle on, I think it's obvious that it goes on right here. Oh. There we go. There, lock that into place. So now I am able to move that around. Ah, here's the wand. I was wondering, there should be something like that in the box. So there we go. And of course, since this involves gas, oil, I am definitely going to be certain to read the directions when it comes to that. I don't want any errors or any issues with this unit. Putting a handle on, fine. Figuring out the hose and the nozzle, perfect. Making sure I start it and have everything in it properly. I'm gonna wait and read that manual. I do like that everything is kind of just taped off. It's super clean looking. I don't see, usually they include some sort of like lubricant for it. I don't see that in the box, so I'm just gonna double check and see if there's something in it. It looks like there may be lubricant in it, so we may be okay. And, oh great, a quick start guide. I absolutely love those. So instead of having you watch me read this quick start guide, I'm gonna pause here and I'll have you join me again soon. Okay, so I have everything kind of that I need set and ready to go. The first step I'm going to do is basically connect my wand to my gun. So there's my wand, and I'm assuming my wand is going to end up connecting to my disc. I'm going to then connect my hose. I'm just going to use my knife to get rid of the elastics that are there. Okay. And the hose, it looks like both ends are identical. Actually, let me bring this forward so you can see these. So for the handle, there's this little, and while I tightened it pretty tightly, but there's this little part right here, this piece here, that basically screws on to the wand. So that gives it a nice tight. Oh, I just got that to open up, and I'll show you what that looks like. So you can kind of see what I mean, like with that threaded base, it seems like there should be But I guess since you're probably going to be taking it apart each time, that may be a nuisance or just kind of get in the way. So, but that is a really nice tight fit. And then this unit, that's what it looks like on both ends. I'm going to screw this into the gun. And again, another plastic part to kind of protect those that thread as it's shipping. And then this is gonna screw right onto this. I'm then gonna screw the bottom of the hose to the base of the unit. Put that plastic in the box. Okay, that's as tight as that will go. So I'm going to take the bottom part, and it looks like at the back side. So here, I see my plastic cap over my threaded unit again. Same sort of thread like the one there. And I'll put this down so it doesn't slide and fall around. Here are the directions. So this is the quick start guide. I always love the quick start guide. You can find me reading directions if it's something pretty extensive that I'm either putting together or whatnot. A lot of times if it's very straightforward, I'll just start connecting things that look like they fit or where they're supposed to go. And I had a dad who could build pretty much anything. My dad was amazing. So I kind of would watch him work, and I think that's, of course, that's where I got my love of tools and just kind of putting things together and doing things myself. So I am a do-it-yourselfer, and for pretty much everything that I can do, and I will try to learn how to do certain things. So yeah, so once I connect that garden hose, I'm going to then stop, turn on the water, and then that's where they want to make sure that there are no leaks in that hose before I then add the lubricants, the gas, and then try turning it on. So here goes. So I'm going to turn the hose on just to see if there are any leaks. And I may need to tighten this a little bit more with my shoulder, with the loss of strength that I have in my arms at present. And for those of you who haven't watched any of my videos before, I had a recent shoulder surgery. So I'm being very protective of my arms, and I'm very restricted as to what activities I can and cannot do. So hopefully I got that as tight as can be. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to find some way to try to get it tightened because I just don't seem to have the strength in my arms. So let's turn on the water and check it out, and I'll be right back. So the next step is going to be to add the lubricant into the unit. And I think that's really good. So we're going to take this. This is where the oil goes. So I'm going to take out the dipstick. I'm going to put that funnel in. It reads to pour in the entire bottle. I'm just going to let that set for a minute. I mean, I don't necessarily need to do that, but since I'm going to be pouring in the gas, I'm going to go ahead and just let that sit for a minute. I have my gas little can here, and they mention not using like high ethanol gas for this. They also mentioned using a fuel stabilizer. I had already put that into my gas can, so I don't have to worry about adding that, right here, but definitely that's something that you all will want to do when you're putting gas into your devices. I'm not going to fill that up very full as I need more, or, I want to see how much gas it takes to do the type of work that I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to go ahead and remove this. That's completely drained. Put the cap back onto that. And I'm certain, the manufacturer provided the lubricant, the right amount that's needed. I'm just going to put that dipstick in, pull that out, and that looks like it's completely lubricated. So that's great. That's what we want. I'm going to seal that back off again. Thank God that they have the gas cap attached, because I was just going, what did I do with that gas cap? So there it is. Screw that back on. I'm going to remove the plastic from the pull cord, as well as from the side of the engine, as that will burn and stick right onto it. So I'm going to put away these last remaining items. We're going to try to get this guy started and do a test run and see how well it cleaves. Keep watching. Okay, so we're going to move this off to the side for a minute. I have my water on, so the hose is on and ready to go. It looks like it shipped actually with it already in the on position. I do have my nozzles here, so I'm going to put this into my wand. I will, of course, be using that, but just to show you how well. It's called a 5-in-1 nozzle. So actually, before I put that on, this is what that looks like. So you have 5 different nozzle options, and they are also marked. So 15 being the most pressure, and then as it moves up, 40 is what we're going to want to use if we're doing vinyl cleaning, maybe a vinyl fence or something like that. If you add soap, and those are those 2 levels as well. I'm just going to be, for the sake of this video, using the water only. And speaking of soap, that chamber right there is where soap would be poured into if I were using soap to power wash my driveway. I'm going to, again, go ahead and get this into the vase. I'll come forward here so you can see. So this basically just pulls down like that and snaps in, and that's locked into it. I'm going to start with 15 and kind of stop and move to the other settings so you can see how they work. I'm so excited you're actually with me to see how this unit works. So let's take a look. I'm going to pull my hose back. Start a little bit back here. Then I'm going to do one section here, and then I'm going to do a side by side. So like, I don't know if you can see that, probably not, but there's like some black soot here, and on this side is black soot. I'm going to try to stay on one side of the concrete pad to just kind of show how that cleans. I'm going to try to do a couple stripes with the different pressure, degrees of pressure to see how it cleans. So let's get started. I'm so excited. Okay. First, get it started, Elaine. 25. And this is going to take a lot more fuel, of course, than what I put in. I'm going to go ahead and add more gas, and we're going to continue. $15 is awesome for cleaning your driveway. But do you see that with the 25? The black ink is already starting to come off. That's kind of disappointing. So I'm just going to eventually just learn which mark is what. And then also this cord gets kind of hot, and there's a little bubble that has kind of formed right there, and that has me a little concerned. So I'll probably end up calling the company to find out, like, why is that happening? And it seems to just be puckering right there. But if you can see behind me that little patch right there, I'm hoping that there's a differentiation in the color. That 15 is awesome. So that definitely gets that soot right off the drive. I'm actually going to now switch from this to the round surface cleaner, and let's see how that works. So I'm going to go ahead and remove, and I'm going to make sure that's cool, and that is. I'm going to pull that down, take off that nozzle. I do love the 5-in-1, so I don't have to worry about nozzles flying off or finding the right nozzle to fit into my wand. I'm going to set this off to the side so that way I don't misplace it or lose it. And then I'm going to go ahead and get this guy right onto here. Okay, so that seems fully locked into place. I'm going to start it over in this area. Actually, I'm going to move it here to this square so we can take a look at that clean area. We're going to turn it back on again. I'm going to start it. That is amazing. You can definitely see that on the video. Wow. I am super excited about this purchase, about that little guy right there. We're gonna go ahead and do the full driveway, and then I will come back and share the complete results with you. I am so excited. Again, if you're like me and you're looking for items to make things easier, I don't have a ton of time, so wow, with that little wand, I would have been here, that little 15-degree spray. It worked, but not like that. And wow, without soap. So I'm super excited. Just keep watching. I'm going to zip through this, get this done, and share the results. So definitely take a look of how it looks now, because it's always hard when you look at it before and look at it after. You don't always exactly see a difference. Hopefully you will. Okay, so can you see a difference? Of course, it's still wet, but hopefully you could see some of that black soot lifting right off of the driveway as I was doing that. I am blown away. I'm super impressed. It works better than that commercial one that I rented last year to do my driveway. So, wow, I'm going to go ahead and get this finished. I do recommend this one. So, I don't recommend Ryobi for its battery powered tools because, again, that is a big complaint of a lot of people, and it was one of mine. I had to go through so many different battery units for that, and then just with no warning, the weed whacker just completely stopped working. And for that one to die in such a quick period of time, I don't recommend it. I do recommend this guy. It is a little loud, as you may have heard, and I'm going to try to lower the decibels for the video so it's not too loud and overpowering. But it is a loud unit, but most gas-powered items are. So again, if you're looking for a gas-powered pressure washer, I highly recommend this. I'm going to do a ton of projects around here, and I can share just little clips of what those look like. So just kind of continue with the video, and you'll see an image of before and after. So I made a quick run to the Home Depot, which is actually another one of my favorite stores. The original hose, I don't know if I mentioned it when I took it out of the box, but there was a little like polyp in it. And so when I put the pressure on it, it just kind of got really almost like a very fat, I mean, greater than a pimple that I've ever seen, but like a kind of a hump in the hose. So it eventually popped. So I just ran to Home Depot. They switched it out for another one. So I'm really grateful for that. Thank you for joining me, my friends. Please do come back. I always have very great, interesting content to share, at least interesting to me. I hope it's interesting to those of you who are watching me. And please like, subscribe, share, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.